So my name is Leah McCann and I'm a guidance counselor in Halton District School Board. I work at the board and I support all of our high schools with the transition from elementary school to grade 9. Everything that we're going to speak about tonight is in our HDSB Guide to Secondary School, which is available on our school board website. There are also some books printed, which if you're in grade 8 or your son or daughter are in grade 8, they may have received earlier this year at our information evenings. I do have a few extra copies for any students who did not receive one, available at the end of the presentation, as well as for grade 7 students who would not have received them at this time. Okay, so here we are talking about coming into high school, and my very first slide talks about what does it take to graduate. We are really focused on planning for our students and understanding what the opportunities are. You heard a lot of opportunities this evening about senior grades, and right now we're going to go over all the opportunities from grades 9 through grade 12. So in order to graduate from high school, it's 30 credits, 40 community involvement hours, and passing or being successful in the Ontario Secondary School Literacy course or test. You can see there's a screenshot up here of my blueprint, which Lisa spoke about earlier this evening. This is a program available to all of our students in grades 6 to grade 12, and it allows them to plan their courses throughout high school, complete course selection. There's also a graduation indicator, so parents are able to create their own account or log in with their student in order to track where they are with those graduation requirements. The 30 courses for the graduation diploma, the OSSD, there are 18 compulsory courses and 12 elective courses. These are all outlined in the Guide to Secondary School. They're also available on my blueprint in that graduation indicator, very clearly outlaid where they are. What I'd like to point out is that the majority of the 18 compulsory credits, students will take in grade 9 and 10. That's why those elective courses, most of them will sit in the grade 11 and 12 years, and that allows students to take those specialized programs like the SHISM and the OYAP and some of the other programs I'm going to speak about as well. The community involvement hours, students are required to complete 40 hours by the time they graduate high school. These hours encourage civic engagement and responsibility. Community involvement is also a great opportunity for students to explore who am I and what are my opportunities. Students may begin completing their community involvement hours the summer prior to entering grade 9. So for those grade 8s in the room right now, once you graduate and we get to July 1st, you're able to do some volunteering community involvement this summer and put that towards your high school diploma. There are forms to be filled out for community involvement hours. They're available on hdsb.ca, and there will also be a link on your school website as well. The Ontario Secondary School Literacy requirement is often written in the form of a test in grade 10. This measures whether students are meeting the minimum standard for literacy in reading and writing across all subjects up to the end of grade 9. There is support for students who are not successful, including an opportunity to rewrite the test or to take an Ontario Secondary School Literacy course in grade 11. Accommodations may be provided for students based on their IEP or English language learning needs. So our grade 8 to 9 transition timeline is fairly standard from school to school in HDSB. In November, all of our secondary schools will host a grade 8 open house. As well, many of the high schools also visit the elementary schools and grade 8 classrooms at this time. We're currently sitting towards the end of January, so we're just finishing up our course selection for our grade 8s right now. Some schools will begin as early as December, and it travels through to the end of January. In the spring and in the summer of their grade 8 year, all high schools will host different orientation activities for the students. These may include a May Day where elementary students come and visit the high school. It may include some summer activities the week before school starts where they're getting some orientation, some tours of the school, as well as some high schools may actually do some orientation on the very first day of school where grade 9s come in the morning with their senior peer mentors. They do some orientation activities, find out where their classes are, get assigned their locker, and the grade 10 to 12 students join them in the afternoon and classes begin after lunch. In semester 1 of grade 9, we continue that orientation. We want to ensure students have a successful transition into grade 9. So all of our grade 9s are linked up with peer mentors in grade 11 and grade 12 through an orientation program often called Link Crew at some schools. And during the first semester, the senior peer mentors will organize different activities for the students. There will be academic check-ins. There may be some social activities. In January, many schools run what's called a Cocoa and Cram, a chance for the senior students to talk about exams, exam preparation, answer some questions from the students to alleviate some of that anxiety going into their first set of exams. And as we are in course selection time, this is a great time to talk about what are the courses that students are going to be taking. As students leave grade 8 into grade 9, there is some choice over what their year will look like and what their courses are, So the first 3 options are academic, applied, and locally developed, tend to fall under what we would call those traditional paper and pencil type courses, English, math, geography, science, etc. And here students are selecting which pathway is appropriate for them. Many times you will be able to connect with your grade 8 or homeroom teachers as well about what they're recommending. There's also an opportunity to connect with high schools as well for what does that pathway mean. The open courses tend to be in more of the elective areas, although many of them are compulsory as well. Phys ed, technology, the arts courses. And what's nice about these open courses is it allows students to try something new, something that they haven't done before. So if they're taking, for example, visual arts in grade 9, they may choose to take a drama in grade 10, and there's no prerequisite as they try out different courses in these open subject areas. K-coded courses are alternative curriculum. They're non-credit bearing, and they are connected to the Community Pathways program, which I'll speak about in a few slides. This page is on the end of our HDSB Guide to Secondary. It's also again available online. What I want to show you is that all of our high schools offer regional programs, and there is a key so that you can identify which schools offer which regional programs. I'm going to be going through all these regional programs over the next few slides. I've also highlighted the schools that offer some of the regional programs for you. So these regional pathways programs, I have a bit of a summary. You just heard from Veronica and Lisa, and they went through quite a bit, but I want to highlight for you in grade 7 and 8, what is it you're thinking? We're not expecting you to start specializing right now or identify that's what I'm looking for. Instead, more it's about the opportunity. As your students go through grade 9 and 10 courses, they decide on an interest or find an area of strength, what are the opportunities available to them? All of these programs allow students to customize their secondary school education to suit their interests. It allows them to develop skills and refine the area that they may be pursuing in post-secondary and onto a career pathway. Our specialist high skills majors, the highlight for you is that these programs in grade 11 and 12 contain 4 major credits, 4 to 6 supporting credits like your math and your English, Cooperative Education, the sector-recognized certifications, and reach-ahead experiences, all related to that economic sector. Our OYAT programs are available at every high school through the Cooperative Education program, so students who decide to take Cooperative Education in one of the skilled trades have the opportunity to be signed as an apprentice and begin that journey or begin exploring that journey in high school. We also have some concentrated OYAT programs at some of our HDSB schools, including the electrical program, which is downstairs here this evening. This includes 4 specialized courses in the school where they are working with one of our technology teachers, really getting to know the content and the skills of the trade. Following that or attaching that to a co-op where students are then taking their specialized skills and applying it into one of the skilled trades. And dual credit programs are ministry-approved programs that allow grade 12 students to earn college credits while they're still in high school. We have partnerships with all of our local colleges. Dual credits may be offered in an HDSB secondary school, which is a team-taught model, or students may also travel to the college for a college-delivered model. The Community Pathways program supports students identified as exceptional who have limited cognitive and adaptive skills. This curriculum is designed to meet the needs of the students who require an alternative curriculum to meet their varied learning needs, including communication, functional academic, skills of daily living, social skills, self-regulation, and motor skills. These courses will be K-coded courses and are non-credit bearing. When students graduate from this program, they will graduate with a certificate of accomplishment outlining the courses that they have taken. Some students may also be able to pursue employability skills certificate or community skills certificate, which allows them to specialize in different economic sectors as well. Here in Halton, we offer two types of support for our English language learners. At our congregated schools, students in the early stages of learning English are gathered together in a magnet school. The school contains ESL and an ELD department with qualified teachers and offers a range of ESL and ELD courses. There are other credit courses such as geography, history, and science that may be available and adapted to the needs of the ESL learners. The remainder of our schools are all resource schools, and these are for students who are further on their journey towards step levels 4 and 5. These schools offer ESL courses in steps 4 and 5, as well as resource support by the ESL teacher. And both of our extended French and French immersion programs are available here in Halton. The extended French program is offered here at M.M. Robinson High School, and this is available for students who completed extended French at Sir Ernest Macmillan in grades 7 and 8. Students in extended French will complete 7 courses. 4 of them are the French language courses, grade 9, 10, 11, and 12 French, and 3 of them are content courses which are offered in French. For French immersion students who began their journey in grade 1 in HDSP schools, these students will complete 10 courses in high school, so that's 10 out of the 30. 4 of them again were those French language courses, grade 9, 10, 11, 12 French, and 6 of them are content courses. The French immersion programs and extended French programs allow students to continue on into those specialist high skills major and OYAP programs, because the majority, if not all, of the 3 and 6 content courses will be delivered at grade 9 and 10, so that students are able to specialize into those other programs if they're interested in grades 11 and 12. Students are also immersed in a variety of experiential learning opportunities in the French language and French culture through these programs. The International Baccalaureate program is an internationally recognized 2-year diploma. This provides students with a well-rounded program in grades 11 and grade 12. This is a pre-university curriculum for highly motivated students, and they are taking courses in their first and second languages, English and often French here in Halton, math, humanities, and sciences. Students are taking, also completing an extended essay, creativity, action, and service, as well as a theory of knowledge course during this program. There is an application process for the IB program. It does begin in grade 9 and 10 with a preparation program. Each of the schools that offer this program do have an information evening, usually at the end of October, beginning of November, about the application process. The first round of applications have closed for this year. And for information about the IB program, whether or not applications will open up again this year, you're to check each of the individual school websites for information. The Advanced Placement Program is not a regional program. Some schools may decide to offer AP or Advanced Placement. The schools that decide to offer these courses offer a variety of course offerings and support for AP. Visiting the school website is the best place to get information. The Advanced Placement curriculum is set by the College Board, which is based in the United States. Students taking AP courses, as well as IB on the previous slide, will be assessed and evaluated on the Ontario curriculum. Any additional curriculum, such as the AP curriculum, will be built into the course as an enhancement. AP exams allow high school students who excel on these exams the opportunity to gain university credits. Please check individual university websites for information specific to AP achievement and the credit transfer eligibility as it transfers by university program. The iSTEM program is a new program. It's currently in its pilot year right now in grade 9 at Aldershot. iSTEM learning students will contribute and thrive in our technology-intensive world through interdisciplinary learning, connecting science, technology, engineering, and math. Learning in the classroom is paired with experiential learning and mentorship with the community and the workplace. In grade 9, students will explore and develop innovation skills related to engineering design and design thinking. In grade 10, students will explore and develop entrepreneurial thinking skills, a key ingredient in turning new scientific discovery or innovation in technology into a usable product. In grade 11 and 12, the students will complete learning and projects based on the 17 United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. Students will explore, develop, and implement solutions to social, economic, or environmental global issues. There is an application process for this program. It is a 4-year program. The application process has also closed for this year going into grade 9, and there is an iSTEM table downstairs if you're looking for more information. Our LEAP and locally developed are available at regional schools. These are intended for students who require a measure of flexibility and support in order to meet the compulsory credit requirement. So they are working towards the Ontario Secondary School Diploma. The LEAP program is an opportunity for our grade 8 students to begin high school in grade 8. The focus is on remedial literacy and numeracy skills. They also have the opportunity to reach ahead and earn some credits, which gives them additional flexibility as they go through high school. Our locally developed program begins in grade 9 and 10. Most of our LEAP graduates will continue into this program. Also, grade 8s from their feeder schools are eligible to go into the grade 9 program as well. This locally developed curriculum allows us to modify the curriculum in order to meet the individual needs of the student learner so that they are able to meet those compulsory requirements in grade 9 and 10. The subjects where we're looking at the accommodations include English, math, science, and history. Students will be clustered in this course, or in these courses, in order to provide additional support as well as the modified curriculum. HDSB students who are identified as gifted have 2 options available in our secondary schools. The first option is regular class with consultative support, and in this place, a student is selecting their course selections along with their peers. The teacher of those classes receives specialized consultative services that allow the teacher to adjust programming to meet individual needs. In a secondary gifted placement, and those are the schools at the bottom in red, these are the schools that offer clusters of that cluster the students into classes so that the teacher is able to differentiate the breadth, the depth, and the pace of the Ontario curriculum. In addition, this teacher also receives special consultative services as well as additional professional development. Okay, that was a lot of programs. Again, everything I have mentioned is available in the HDSB Guide to Secondary School. Also, a wealth of knowledge on each of our secondary school websites as well as hdsb.ca. And since we're here, what role can you play? So you've already taken the first step to helping your students successfully transition into grade 9, into high school. The most important piece is get involved and stay involved. Attend evenings like this, the open houses, the parent-teacher interviews. And in high school, we really want students to begin to self-advocate. So bring your students with them, just as many of you have done this evening. Also, please make sure that you are opting in to receive the emails from the school. We want you to stay involved and stay aware, and things are changing very quickly at school, so receiving the emails will allow you to stay up to date. Staying involved with your team, set aside family time, listen to them. The more involved you are, the more aware of opportunities, the more that you can ask them questions about specific opportunities rather than just what happened at school today. Maybe it's, I heard that there's a robotics team at your school. Have you heard anything about this? Do you know anybody who's on the team? So getting those emails will be great to be aware of the opportunities. As students come into high school, our high schools are set up on a semestered system. So this can be quite different for students as they move from grade 8 into grade 9. And they have 4 classes each semester. And while they go through, they will have some classes where they will be stronger in some areas and maybe need a little bit more effort or struggle a little bit more in some of the courses. So we really focus on praising effort as well as achievement. Those learning skills still come home on the report card. So checking in with those pieces, noticing when your student is putting in that extra work will go a long way. And my favorite quote is, "Don't worry that children never listen to you, worry that they are always watching you. They will emulate you." So continue to lead a positive example, for example, by coming out tonight, staying involved, turning your phone upside down on the dinner table and engaging them in conversation. We are working to develop students who are going to come out and be successful beyond high school in the work world and post-secondary, socially. So again, our students emulate what we do, whether we want them to or not. So let's continue to be those positive role models like you're being this evening. And for more information, we have lots of websites available for you. Again, our guide to secondary, of which I do have some extra copies. hdsb.ca has your links to everything I spoke about this evening. haltonpathways.ca are what Veronica and Lisa spoke about earlier about our SHISM programs, our OYAP programs. myblueprint.ca/Halton. All of your students have an account. Have them show you how they log in and see what their options are on there. Ready, Set, Whoa is a resource by Halton Region, and it talks about more than just the academic transition to high school. It also talks about some of those emotional and social struggles that may happen. And our favorite type of resource, human resources. So if you're looking to ask questions, have a conversation, that's the best way to get down to the root of it. All of our students are individual, and it's going to require several questions maybe to get down to the answer that you're really looking for. In elementary schools, we have a student success teacher, and they are your expert in transition to secondary school. Reach out if your student is in grade 8 and looking to go to the secondary school next year. Reach out to the guidance office, the ESL teacher, the special education teacher. We'd be happy to have a conversation and get to know you and your student before they come to us so that we can help set them on their way to for the correct pathway. And again, we do have Arabic translation and interpretation outside the door, so Meg is there if you do have any questions. As well, the Gifted program is doing an information session downstairs in room 108 if there are any questions about those transitioning there next year. And as I mentioned before, I know you're all staying just for this. I do have extra copies of the Guide to Secondary School. We also have some guidance counselors as well. At the back of the gym, we do have Lee and Joy from Robinson, so they can answer any questions about any of the programs I just mentioned. They will also have some Guide to Secondary Schools as well, and I'll be up here for additional questions. Thank you.